Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is FPL Elma. Today I'm going to be going through my Game Week 8 team selection, and I've already seen on the title the wild card is most likely going to be activated for Game Week 8. We'll get into that and the reasons why I'm going to be wildcarding in a bit. But before we get into the video, if you are new around here, make sure you subscribe. I'm going to get 500 subscribers before the end of the month. I think you're like 80 subscribers away. So make sure you hit that sub button and also leave a like on the channel. Really helps out the channel. And without wasting any much time, let's get straight into it. So for game week 7, we've managed to score 43 points. So a little bit underwhelming, but I think an improvement from game week 6, if I'm not wrong. 414 points overall, a slight red arrow from 1.2 million to 1.8 million. Hoping that for game week 8, you can be able to rectify that to go into another rank. Maybe aim is to finish in the top 100k. I don't know if it's out of sight already. I think it's still a long time to go. So in goal, you had Fleck and there with 2 points conceded to 10 men. Nottingham Forest, which was not good. I felt them to keep a clean sheet since Nottingham Forest went down to 10 men, but 2 points. Estupinan, the disaster class of a game, considered an own goal, considered 3 goals in the first half, and was subbed off in the 45th minute, so -2. Then you had Kabore there, 3 points, 2 points, double game week, so 3 points. Matty Cash with an assist and 1 bonus point, 6 points. Bruno Rashford, poor again from United, 2 points apiece from the both of them. Bowen, 9 points, goal and 1 bonus point. Brought him in last minute for Saka. I don't know how to say that it paid off or not. In another world, Saka would have had a hat trick. He didn't give out his penalties. But I'm glad that he gave them out so that they can be on the same point as Bowen at the moment. So 9 points for him. Son with a goal, 7 points. Mbuemo, poor performance again. And it's been happening a lot since the penalties have dried up. He's more on the wing, so he's not getting into the box a lot as he was in the start of the season. So 2 points. Julian Alvarez with a goal from a free kick and the 3 bonus points. 8 points there. Then Haaland, another poor performance, 4 points. Then the bench, Turner, 3 points, and all the other players there, 0 points. So in overall, not a very good performance for Game Week 7, but not a really bad performance for Game Week 7 as well. However, for Game Week 8, you can be able to do better and come out with better results. Then we can look at the reasons why I'm debating on the wild card, whether to use it, whether not to use it. This is how the team's looking before the wild card. We have Flecken there playing United. So we have Cash, Stupinan, Udogi there. So the reasons I'm thinking of doing the wild card because of that Flecken fixture with the United. The keeper's not keeping a lot of clean sheets. So what's the point of having an expensive goalkeeper when you can have the likes of Ariola and Martana for a combined value of 8.2 million? Why not just do that? Then Cash, I think, has been solid. Then Estupinan is injured, might be out for I think 2 months or so. So that's something else to consider in there. Then you have Udogi, who has been decent. Rashford, Bruno United have been poor. Bowen, they have tricky fixtures, I think, Newcastle and Aston Villa. Although I think he can still score, I'll go with another option who is guaranteed to at least have some attacking returns because Newcastle and Villa are very good defensively. Then Son has been good. Mbuemo playing United has had a very shaky after the first 3 game weeks, not been having attacking returns of late. The penalties have sort of dried up, which were the main thing that many people had him in their teams. So I think it's time to move on from him. Then we have Alvarez, who has been decent, but they have tricky fixtures as well. They play Arsenal, Brighton, and I think Manchester United in their next 3 fixtures, which I think is very tough fixtures. Haaland has been poor. It's at the Champions League again. He blanked, no assist, no goal, and Alvarez came off the bench and managed to score. And I don't know if he managed to get an assist as well. But things to weigh up. Is it time to get rid of Haaland? Maybe go for the cheaper options, and that's something else to consider. Then the bench looks very poor. Chilwell out for a while. Mbama not playing. Kabore is playing in a poor side. Mashtana can just stay there. I think it's just 4 million, so it doesn't really matter. So those are the things that are swaying me towards the wild card. So you're not swaying me to the wild card is I could just sub off a Stupinan for someone else and just keep Chilwell on the bench for a while until game week 10. I think after the international break or something like that, make the transfers. Because in game week 9, United are going to be playing, I think, Sheffield, Mbuemo is going to be playing Burnley, and all the other players are still going to be having easier fixtures. The Haaland Alvarez will be playing, I think, easier fixtures than what they're playing right now. Those are things I'm considering for now. But since I'm leaning towards the wild card more than not wild carding, I'm going to show you what my wild card is going to be looking like. No, this is not the final team. It might change here and there, but this is what I'm thinking of doing at the moment. So for the wild card, you're going to be going for Ariola and Matt Turner in goal. Combined value of 8.2 million, as I've mentioned. Goalkeepers consider a lot in the Premier League. The high-end, the expensive goalkeepers have considered a lot. Alisson, Ederson, Flecken, Steele, whoever you want to mention. So why not just go for Ariola and Turner, the cheapest playing goalkeepers? And you can argue that Ariola is among the likes of Flecken and those kind of goalkeepers at 4.5 million. And he's playing in a decent team. At 4.2 million, I think it's a steal. I think it's a very good value. And for him, Martana can just be there for rotation if need to be rotated as well. Then you have Dan Burn in the defense there from Newcastle. They're going to be playing Crystal Palace, Wolves, and Bournemouth in their next 5. And they did to PSG. They're going to be goal happy. They can even keep a clean sheet if they want to, if they play really well. So I think Dan Burn has to go in there. It will have been Botman, but Botman is out for a while. You could also argue a case for Lascelles, but that's when you go to the likes of Kabore, who's just an enabler in the team. There's Aldakil from Burnley, there's Lascelles from Newcastle, and there's Brentford from Everton, I think, at the same 4 million price range. So you could go for any of them who you want, just like Kabore, because of my experience with him on FIFA. That's why he's just in the team. But you could go for any of those people that I've mentioned. Then you have Matty Cash, easy run of fixtures in the next 7. I think they are the easiest running of fixture in the next 7 on paper out of any other team in the Premier League. So Matty Cash is a very decent option. Then you have Udogi, who has been brilliant so far. For Spurs. Yeah, in that left back position. He's been very attacking, getting a lot of assists. He just looks good, and they have in the next 5 fixtures they have 4 very winnable fixtures on paper, and the Spurs are playing. I'd expect them to get the maximum points out of those fixtures. Then you have Mitchell there completing the defense. He's just going to be placeholder for Gabriel because Gabriel are playing Man City in this fixture. So that's why I've gone for Mitchell. Then maybe next week can be able to bring in Gabriel. Crystal Palace have been good defensively. They're going to be playing Nottingham Forest, who I think they got a red card to one of their best defenders. So maybe Mitchell can be able to exploit that and get some assists here and there. Then the other consideration is Trent. You think he's a sort of differential in a way, only owned by 8%. So if you can be able to fit him in your team, I think he's going to be very, very good for those assists. And the Liverpool are playing at the moment. I think Trent coming back from injury is going to help them a lot in their attacking play since he was lacking in the first when he was out with an injury. So that's someone to watch out for. Then now we can look at the midfielders. I've gone for Son and Madison from Spurs. They've been good so far. Spurs have been playing very well, and these two have been the instrumental in Spurs playing really well. You could go for a differential in Kulusevski, but I don't see the reason. I think Son and Madison are the most valuable players, and Madison added advantage. He's on set pieces. We still haven't seen who's on pens for Spurs, but I'd reckon it's going to be Son. So I think they're the best players to have at the moment, and they have really, really easy fixtures coming up. That's why I've gone for both Son and Madison in there. Then we have Diaby. Can just refer to what I said about Matty Cash. Easy running of fixtures in the next 7. So I think that's why I've gone for Diaby in there. He can give you goals. He's fast. He's quick. So he has more chance of getting the goals and assists. And that's why I've gone for him from Aston Villa. Then we have Mohamed Salah. He's added assists to goals to the goals he was producing earlier on last season. So now he has the assist as well. He's on penalties guaranteed since Milner left. I think Salah is going to be very good. I think it's a very good option as well. They've gone for Gordon, finishing off the midfield. Although he's suspended for game week 8 for getting, I think, 5 yellow cards. So he's going to be on the bench for this game. But I've gone for him just because of his price range, 5.6 million. Because I don't really have a left wing with Wilson also injured at the moment. He's actually plays on the left, Wilson at striking. But since Wilson is also out, I think Gordon is going to be the nailed-on player for that left wing spot. And also Harvey Barnes is out for some time. So I've gone for Gordon. He's also very cheap, 5.6 million. And he offers a lot attacking, one of the best attacking teams in the Premier League. That's why I've gone for him. Then you have Luis Diaz, just scores a lot of goals. If you want to save on money, maybe go for him instead of Salah. And I forgot to mention Diaby also has a slight knock, so that's something to watch out for before you lock in your wildcard, whether he's going to be playing or not. If he's not, I'll recommend Diaby. I recommend Luis Diaz there, who also is going to be playing very, very, very well. And then we can look at the forwards. We're going to be having Haaland in there, although I'm really thinking of maybe going for Alvarez instead of Haaland, which can enable me to do more things, give me more fans within the team, to be able to improve the likes of Mitchell to Trent, or maybe Dan Burn to Trippier. Then so many things you can do with that money from Haaland, because he's not been performing really well. 3 blanks in a row so far. I think in the Champions League, the Wolves, the Newcastle fixture, and the Carabao Cup. So that's something to watch out for with Haaland. But on the other hand, you never know when Haaland is going to have a good game, score a hat-trick, and that might affect me. Affect people who do not own him. So I think Haaland is a must-have, but is it really a must-have, if you know what I mean? So maybe that's something to watch out for. Let me know in the comments whether you'd go without Haaland, or is Haaland a must-have. Then the other striker I've gone for is Watkins, just the same as Cash and Diaby. Those fixtures look really, really nice for Aston Villa. And that's why I've gone for Watkins in there as well. Then you have Archer finishing off the team, cheapest playing striker, just an enabler like Kabore in there. Mbama looked really good at pre-season, but he's not played any minutes so far in the Premier League. So I think Archer is the main option to have. Then you have another consideration there in Solanke. Easy games in the next 3. Although I mentioned Bournemouth have been poor so far, but they play the 3 bottom teams as well. So I think Everton, Wolves are in there. So I think maybe he might perform in those kind of games, but I'm not really keen on him at the moment. Then now we can look at how the team is going to be lining up for game week 8. We're having Turner in goal, Dan Burn, Mitchell, Udogie, Cash as the strikers, Salah, Diaby, Maddison, Son as the midfielders, captain Son. That's another question. Is it worth having Salah, Haaland, and Son if you're only going to be captaining Son and Haaland is not going to be the captain for a while? If he continues blanking, so that's something else to consider. But for now, we're going to be having Haaland and Watkins completing the striking department. Then the bench, Areola, Kabore, Gordon, and Archer completing that bench. That's the team for game week 8. That's the wildcard team. That's the wildcard team I'm thinking of doing. But so far, I've not hit the button. I've missed out on prize falls and prize rises by now. But those don't really matter. Just that you have a team before game week 8. So with that, I'd like to thank you all guys for watching. And this is a long video. If you made it this far, make sure you leave a like, and I'll see you all guys later. Bye bye.